to Hasakinu. Today, in honor of one of the new illustrations that came out about Turkish cuisine, we're going to be making menemen. So in a lot of the illustrations, I have deconstructed the recipe, showed you what you need, and now together we're going to reconstruct the recipe and cook it together. So I'm going to break down all the ingredients that you'll need today, how to cook them, how to dice them, how to prepare them, and how to execute the dish. So Sally and I will actually be taking turns showing you how to cook it, because honestly, he's a lot better at preparing and cooking the menemen than I am. But actually, menemen is a really simple and quick, easy breakfast item. It's really popular. It might look a little bit more intimidating than it actually is, but together we'll master it and you'll be cooking menemen every day. So what we've got here are tomatoes. We'll probably be using about 3 tomatoes, and we're actually going to take a box grater and focus on getting out the inside of the tomato and not trying not to incorporate the skin of the tomato, because that'll change the texture. So then we have 2 onions. I'm actually just going to use 1 today, and we're going to dice that really finely and cook that in olive oil to really build the flavor of the menemen. We'll be using Charleston peppers. So I've actually never seen Charleston peppers in America. They might exist. Comment below if you've seen them in America. If you can't find Charleston peppers, a green bell pepper would probably substitute just fine. These are really mild. They look spicy, but actually they're really, really mild. And we're gonna also dice these really thinly and add them after the onion to continue to build that flavor for the menemen. Then we have delicious olive oil. This was made by Sally's family, and we just love to cook with it. Salt and pepper, of course, and then eggs. So these are the star of the show. We are probably going to use about 5 eggs today. We'll scramble them before we add them, and we'll slowly move the mixture around, not to break up the eggs too much, but to fold them into the mixture. Then you'll need a medium to large pan to cook all of this together, and then a spatula, of course, to keep things moving inside the pan. So after this, we'll show you what it looks like to dice all these ingredients, and then we'll walk you step by step through how to cook it on the stove. So follow along. So as you can see here, we have 2 grated tomatoes, which is plenty for this menemen that we're going to make for 2 to 3 people. We have 1 onion diced finely. We have about 10 of these small Charleston peppers diced here, and then 5 scrambled eggs. So we're going to mix all these together on the skillet. Let's show you how to do it.
Hello everybody, this is Sally, and today I will share with you how I make menemen, and I will also share a couple good tips. So we start with our olive oil, and you might want to feel like I don't want to add too much oil, but don't worry, your onions and your eggs are going to suck all that oil. So once our oil is getting warm, then we add our onions, and you want to give them 30 seconds, 45 seconds to cook by themselves so that they loosen up, get softer, and then we can add our peppers. And once we add our vegetables in, then we're gonna let them cook until they are starting to caramelize and getting crispy on the edge. And then we can add our grated tomatoes. And I want to talk about the tomatoes a little bit, because if you notice, we grated them and we didn't cube them, and we have a reason for that. Because once you grate your tomatoes, they release the water in them, but if you cube them, then they will hold on to the water. And let's say you don't have fresh tomatoes, you can definitely use canned tomatoes like we have here, and we prefer freshly grated ones because they are less on the acidity side, and I think they taste better. But if you don't have fresh ones in hand, then you can definitely use canned tomatoes too. And once we add our tomatoes, then we're gonna wait until all that juice is gone and we see our tomatoes frying with the vegetables. Then we can add our eggs. And this is a little bit tricky because you don't want to scramble your eggs in the mixture. And if you do that, you're gonna end up with some chunky menemen, which is not the goal. You're going for that creamy, nice mixed menemen. So once we add our eggs, we're gonna give it a little soft stir to integrate it with the vegetables, and then we're gonna let it cook. And when do we stop? We stop right before it's all cooked and it's still creamy. So if you noticed, I took it off the heat right before the eggs are fully cooked because it will continue to cook, and if you overcook your eggs, then you will still get some juice or water out of them. And this is how it's supposed to be. There's like no juice or water at the bottom, and you can easily use a fork to eat the whole thing.
So let's taste it.
That's
It's really good. Yeah. So if it were me, I would add a little herbs. You know, you can obviously add your salt and pepper here to whatever you want. We added it along the way, but definitely, you know, that's up to you. And I love to eat menemen with labneh. I don't know if you know what labneh is, but it's sort of like the cream cheese of the Middle East. So little bits of labneh on this, but obviously that's up to you. You can decide how you want to eat it, but this is a great breakfast dish, and it'll come together really quickly and impress anyone that you're making it for.
Afiyet olsun.
Sabah faslında bir hüsran, yüreğimle bilendikçe, hepten incelir ince saz, pişmanlıklar gelir geçer, sevdayla hesaplaşılır.